You're listening to Living in Spain podcasts with David Wright.
Hi, David Wright here, and welcome to another one of my podcast shows. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the questions that I get asked more than any other, and that is, how and where can I find work in Spain? Lots of British people I know are looking to move to Spain, and they may need to find some work here, but there is one thing you need to know. Spain is very much like most European countries, and if you don't speak the language, you will struggle to find work here, as you would do in any country. I always say, look at it this way. If you were moving to England and you were Chinese and you didn't speak any English, what sort of job do you think that you would be able to find in the UK? Probably a very low paid job, cleaning or staff work, working in a bar, something like that, but it would be very, very low paid and bad hours. The same applies here in Spain. It also depends on the skills that you have. If you're a carpenter, a plumber or working in the building industry, then you should always be able to find work here in Spain, as long as you can understand the language, that is. Now, even if you don't speak Spanish, you could still find work here in Spain. But, and it is a big but, you will be limiting yourself to your clients. You will only be able to speak to and work for English-speaking clients, therefore halving your income opportunity. That is why I always say it is so important to learn some Spanish, even some basic Spanish, before you think about moving to Spain. If you're a hairdresser, carpenter or plumber, start learning words and vocabulary that will help you within that field. Some basic telephone skills and languages you need to learn as well. That will make a big difference when you move here. If you haven't got the skills that are in need here in Spain, then it's never too late to learn some new skills. And here in Spain, at your local community centres and council offices, there are some that are offering courses now, and online training. There is a whole list of new skills that you could learn. And many of these classes are very cheap or even free to local residents. What part of Spain are you thinking of moving to? It might be great to go and live out in the country, but is there going to be the clients you need out there? If you're a carpenter or builder and you're working out in the countryside, there may be less work than if you were moving to a city. If you're a hairdresser or barber, maybe you need to be where there's local people in need of that service, not in some small village. It's difficult to find work in any country at the moment, but if you haven't got the skills that are needed, then you're going to struggle anywhere. A lot of people that are moving to Spain just need to top up their savings or just find work for a couple of days a week. But if it's bar work you're after or cleaning work, then you're going to be competing with all the other people in that area, not just the British people but the local Spanish as well. And they work a lot harder, longer hours for less money. So be prepared. Try and make yourself stand out above the others. That's how you get ahead here. If you haven't got the skills that are needed, then learn some new ones. Don't be afraid to take on new jobs, new skills. If you start now, you'll be ahead once you get here. Location is always the key, and this is so true when it comes for looking for work here in Spain. It might not be where you really want to end up living in Spain, but think about where the work is going to be, where it's going to be easiest to earn some money when you first move here. You can always move on afterwards. Don't be too proud to work for less money and longer hours. It's a foot in the door here and experience that really counts here in Spain, and it will not only give you confidence but will help boost your Spanish as well. If it really is difficult to find work where you are, then undercut the others. Say you'll work for less, just to get the experience. There is work in Spain, there are jobs in Spain. You just need to look and you need to have the skills that people want. You need to be competitive and you need to be hungry. A lot of people have got very lazy and they want lots of money for little work. Above all else, when moving to Spain, the number one thing you can do to improve your chances of finding work here is not just the research on making the right decisions on where to live and work, but to learn some Spanish. We all say we're going to learn and we pick it up when we get there, but that's not often the case. It is difficult, and the older you get, the more you'll find this. Start learning now. There are so many different ways. You don't need to go to classes. You can just look online. You can do some language courses and download all these free apps and play all these free games. Fill your spare time with learning Spanish. It will pay dividends in the long run. 20 years of living and working here in Spain, and I've seen it all. I've seen people come here with their dreams dashed because they don't learn Spanish. I've also seen people understand that they do need to learn Spanish and they do need to move around in Spain to find the work, and then they can move to a place that they really like. I've done it myself. I've worked in towns and areas that I didn't really like to live in full time, but I spent a couple of years there and built myself up and my business, and then moved to a place that I really liked. It's all about being able to adapt to your surroundings. I hope this podcast has helped, and maybe it's given you some ideas of how you can learn Spanish or where you might want to go here in Spain. There is work in Spain. It is possible to find work in Spain, and you can still move to Spain even after Brexit and COVID. There are some new rules and regulations that we all need to follow now, but it is possible. Every week hundreds of people are still moving to Spain. They're doing it, so why can't you? Please leave a like and comment and let us know what you think. Thanks for listening, and adios.
If you have enjoyed this podcast by David Wright, then you will love his new books. Out now on Amazon and Kindle, packed with money-saving tips and information on living and working in Spain. Just go to livinginspainbooks.com. David also has a popular blog for expats in Spain. Come and take a look now at britishexpatsinspain.com.